What factors motivate students to learn? By Abby, Nicole, Yolanda, Sarah, and Enid. So what's the definition of motivation? Motivation is a personal investment an individual has in reaching a desired state or outcome. We can break this down into the different causes and effects in terms of how motivation is created and what does motivation do. So in terms of causes, we know that first off with motivation, there's a lot of support that comes from surrounding figures. In various environments and learning, this includes teachers. In addition, we have to study and analyze the performance and social behavior that occurs with motivation. This can be broken down into two specific terms: performance approach goals, which aim to outperform others, and performance avoidance goals, when people avoid looking incompetent and irresponsible as a form of their motivation for their goals. In addition to this, we can look into high value and high expectancy and supportive environments, which all three, when done very well, lead to strong motivation, while the opposite, low value, low expectancy, and an unsupported environment lead to apathy or potential avoidance, which severely diminishes motivation. From here, we need to look at the effects in terms of what does motivation do. Motivation is what drives the direction, intensity, persistence, and quality of human behaviors. This means that success must be attainable for motivation to be able to persist. By having specific, manageable, and tangible goals, people are able to increase their motivation and make sure that that continues on throughout their lifetime. This means that with this continuous success, there is also achievement in learning, which is what also leads to profound understanding and growth in an intellectual environment. This means that competence in calculations and other specific quantifiable and numerical subjects is a potential way that motivation can continue. However, some of the potential pitfalls that come with motivation is that without support from faculty, teachers, and other important figures within a learning environment, motivation can often be reduced. And this is why it's important for motivation to continue on and be supported within these large learning environments so that students can feel confident in the decisions they're able to make in the future.
How do goals shape motivation? Goals are crucial endpoints that guide student efforts. They are categorized into two types: performance goals, which are about achieving recognition, and learning goals, which focus on acquiring skills and understanding. Goals are able to influence motivation by providing direction. They offer clear targets for students' efforts. Intensity, they amplify the efforts students invest in learning tasks. And persistence, they encourage students to persist through academic challenges. Effective goal setting enhances engagement by making goals valuable and relevant. When students see their goals as attainable and aligned with their values, their motivation to pursue these goals surges. Aligning educational goals with students' interests and providing consistent feedback helps students track their progress as well. This alignment keeps them motivated to achieve the set goals. And in conclusion, setting well-defined, relevant goals is essential for fostering student motivation. By ensuring that these goals align with student interests and continuously being able to provide that feedback, we are able to create a motivating and effective learning environment.
Besides goals, value and expectancy also drive motivations. Let's start with value. So in order for students to be motivated, they need to see the importance of what they're doing. There are three types of values. The first one is attainment value, which refers to the personal significance of success. The second type is intrinsic value, which is when someone finds enjoyment in the activity itself. And the third type is instrumental value, which is about how a task helps achieve other goals. Often those values work together. For example, biological students may enjoy solving complex scientific problems, which gives them attainment value. They might also be fascinated by biological processes, which gives them intrinsic value. At the same time, they know that doing well in courses will increase their chances to get into medical school, which gives them instrumental value. When multiple sources of value reinforce each other, motivation is stronger. So even if students see values in tasks, they also need to believe that they can succeed. This is where expectancy comes in. Expectancy refers to a student's belief in their ability to complete a task successfully. There are two types of expectancy. The first one is the outcome expectancy, which is the belief that effort leads to success. The second type of expectancy is the efficacy expectancy, which is the belief that one has the ability to complete a task. So students always develop expectancies based on their past experiences and attributions. If they have succeeded in similar tasks before, they expect to succeed again. If a student believes that they succeeded because they worked hard, they're likely to have a high expectancy in the future. Ultimately, motivation is strongest when students both see value in a task and also believe they can succeed.
Another crucial factor that motivates students to learn is the learning environment. The environment in which students learn is one of the most crucial elements of ensuring a student will flourish and perform to the best of their capabilities. The text mentions that the environment exists on a continuum from supportive to unsupportive from a student's perspective. A supportive environment enhances motivation. For instance, when students feel instructors are approachable and classmates are willing to help, their motivation increases. So students who see value and have high confidence become highly motivated learners who actively seek to learn and integrate new knowledge. However, an unsupportive environment can threaten students' expectations for success, erode their motivation even when students value the goal and believe in their abilities. Students with this attitude may only achieve a defiant motivation, taking on an "I'll prove you wrong" attitude. Students who see value but have low confidence become hopeless and show very low motivation. Students with low value/confidence completely reject engagement. And at best, an unsupportive environment can lead to defiant patterns of motivation rather than truly motivated behavior. All three elements, supportive environment, value, and efficacy, need to be aligned positively for optimal motivation. Changes in any dimension can shift student behavior patterns, for example, moving from defiant to motivated by increasing support. Even if students value the material and believe they can succeed, an unsupportive environment can significantly undermine their motivation to learn.
Now, let's go over some research-backed strategy to improve student motivation. First, we need to establish value in learning. Students are more engaged when they see the relevance of what they're learning. We can achieve this by first connecting materials to their interests, just incorporating real-world examples to resonate with them, and then providing authentic real-world tasks, like assignments that have practical applications, help students see the bigger picture. And it's also important to show relevance to their academic and professional goals, to make it clear how today's learning supports future success. And then we can identify and reward valued skills such as creativity, teamwork, and critical thinking, and demonstrate our enthusiasm, because when we show passion for a subject, students are more likely to be inspired by it. Next, we must build positive expectancies, which means helping students believe they can succeed. We can do this by aligning course objectives, assessments, and instructions so students know what's expected, and setting an appropriate level of challenge. Tests should be difficult enough to push students, but not so hard that they feel discouraged. It's also important to provide early success opportunities to build students' confidence, such as low-stakes assignments before major assessments. And using clear rubrics and targeted feedback helps students understand how to improve. And finally, some strategies address both values and expectancies at the same time. We can do this by providing flexibility and choice, so allowing students to select topics or projects increases their engagement. And we can also encourage self-reflection. So we ask students to think about their learning process, and this helps them improve their strategies. And we can also teach effective study strategies, because many students don't know the best way to study, so providing guidance can improve their confidence and performance. It's also important to foster a supportive learning environment so that students perform better when they feel safe, respected, and encouraged. The main takeaway is that when we enhance values, strengthen expectancies, and create a supportive environment, we significantly boost student motivation and success. Thank you for listening.